Hello, everybody, and welcome to the White Hatter YouTube News Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Darren.
Let's get into some news topics, shall we?
In the news.
First news topic is Netflix continues to crack down on password sharing.
Okay, what's this all about?
So we've heard about in the past, Netflix trying to stop password sharing from, say, someone has a Netflix account and they share it with their family.
That doesn't happen.
Of course not. Who would do that? So Netflix is looking to add some technology to further prevent that. Currently, the Netflix has announced in a blog post that starting soon in certain regions around the world, if you are sharing a password and it detects it, it will opt you to purchase for a new plan. Now, it's not like you have to buy a brand new plan. They're offering an additional fee, and I think in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru, or where they're launching this first, it'll be about $3 extra USD a month, which will allow you, which is cheaper than a whole new plan, but it will allow you to share your account outside of your household.
You know, all these players, you know, Netflix, Apple, Prime, they're all doing stuff now where they're adding a little, now that you're locked into them, because now a lot of people are signing out of Cablevision and joining, you know, online streaming now. You know, they had some good rates to start with, but now they're all creeping up, right?
Yeah,
you know?
true.
So
I mean, it's not like you could share your cable with your family across, you know, a province or a city.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess there could be ways to do that, but very difficult.
Maybe.
So this is very interesting. Obviously, the internet is not happy about this.
Go figure.
But it definitely makes sense on Netflix's part. Netflix claims that password sharing is impacting its ability to invest in great new TV and films. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here in North America. I have seen some interesting discussions online and how this technology works, because what if you're someone who travels and you are outside your household and you travel a lot?
VPN.
Yeah, you use a VPN.
Yeah.
So does this service detect that you're using a different IP address from your household, and then it kicks in?
Maybe it'll assign it to the MAC address of the device that you're using, specific to a device, right? So in other words, if I'm watching it on my phone, they could attribute it to the MAC address on the phone, so that no matter where I travel in the world, if I'm using my phone to access Netflix, it knows that.
Yeah, but how's that different from like sharing your password with a member of the family and then they have a phone somewhere else in the world? It's maybe
It's going to be interesting.
Maybe you can trick the system where maybe like once a month you sign up for a VPN service and you connect to different servers around the world to trick Netflix that you're a traveler.
Yeah.
And then it won't initiate this potential fee.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're not the only ones doing it. We're going to talk about another streaming service here later on in the show, right? That's kind of doing something interesting as well. Yeah.
Before we get there,
Interesting.
Snapchat bans
Snapchat.
anonymous messaging from third-party apps.
Oh, well,
So
that's a good thing, right?
that's a good thing. So right now there are apps that can hook into the Snapchat ecosystem that can allow them to send messages. So someone could send you an anonymous app through another service that connects into Snapchat.
Right.
That is now against their policy. So if apps want to have an additional messaging feature and use Snapchat's platform, they have to have a registration feature, which people have to register with their name and email address.
But that could still be spoofed then, right? Like I don't have to register with my real name.
No,
or
I mean, there's
like that. So technically it could still be anonymous because I'm not using my real name.
Still, I mean, there's not stopping someone from making a spoof Snapchat account and relying on that to send horrible, evil, ugly things.
Yeah.
But at least this is a step in the right direction. There's really no need for an app to send someone an anonymous message.
Yeah.
There's really no need for that. So, I mean, good news on that part.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, this is not a bad thing. It's nice to see that Snapchat is starting to kind of listening to what people are saying about, you know, anonymity on their platform can be somewhat toxic and cause toxicity on their platform. So let's start dealing with some of this stuff. So yeah, okay, tip our hat, little bit of applause, golf clap. Not a big clap, just a golf clap. To Snap for kind of doing that.
I mean, I'm not saying that we've seen a lot of these type of cases occurring.
No.
But possibility to happen.
Yep.
So
okay, yeah.
Making steps.
Yeah. Next one.
Next story. Amazon closes its $8.45 billion deal for the movie studio MGM.
Now, this is kind of been in the works for the past couple of years. Like we've heard about this for the past couple of years, but it's now being finalized.
Yeah, I think earlier last year,
$8.45 billion.
They talked about acquiring. They had to wait some time for regulators to step in and approve the deal, and it looks to be the deal's closed.
Now,
so Amazon will basically own James Bond.
And this is kind of a good thing because when you look at, Netflix, Apple, and some of the other streaming services that are out there, they were kind of on the lower part of the tier, right? When you compare it to Apple or compare it to Netflix.
Yeah, but people often forget that Amazon Prime Video also includes Amazon Prime Delivery, Amazon Music, Prime Gaming.
Yeah, there's other benefits to it as well. But when it comes to actual movies and shows,
the weakest selection.
I
mean, they had Jack Ryan and stuff like that, which are pretty good. I mean, they had The Expanse, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But in terms of overall catalog,
MGM is a big time studio, right?
Yes.
Like a big time Hollywood studio. So they're going to get some quality movies coming their way to have access or to even produce quality movies.
I saw people online talking about how Amazon being bigger and buying more things. And I mean, I'm kind of glad Amazon's the one that bought MGM and not Netflix or Disney to make the
Why?
deal. Because there needs to be more competition.
Okay.
Right? Disney and Netflix are the biggest streaming platforms out there.
Right.
So if they bought that, it would make them even bigger. Amazon is new to this, or they're the weakest in this platform.
Right.
So, I mean, MGM in no way would be able to compete to launch their own streaming service. They don't have the infrastructure.
No, they don't.
So I think this deal makes sense for both parties because MGM can't compete.
Yeah.
They had to get bought out.
Yeah.
Better Amazon.
They didn't get into the game soon enough, right? I think they were probably still stuck in the old Hollywood movie style, movie theaters, shoot for big screen and all. They didn't really. I bet you they thought that this whole streaming idea would kind of go the way of the dodo bird, kind of like what people thought when that what was that video store that went under Blockbuster, right? Like nobody ever thought Blockbuster would ever go under. It was the way of the future, and streaming blew them out of the water, right?
It's hard. I mean, here in Canada we had Show Me, and that failed.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that, but it failed.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how Paramount Plus is doing.
Oh.
That's NBC and such.
Yeah.
I know it was once called Peacock now it's Paramount Plus or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, MGM could have gone that route, but I don't think they have the infrastructure to support it. People wouldn't pay.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. $8.4 billion, right?
So if you have Amazon Prime, potentially prepare to get an influx of additional
MGM
catalogs.
movies. Well, I wonder when that'll start. Any rumors on that?
I don't know when that happened. The deal's pretty much completed.
Because we've got Amazon, right? So check out some of the movies.
We have Prime.
Yeah, we do.
Although we also have Crave.
Yes, we do.
Which has MGM stuff.
Yeah.
So
I wonder now if with this deal, if Crave will no longer be allowed to. It'll be interesting, right? Because if Amazon owns MGM now, they could easily say to Crave, who's a competitor.
Well, they have to fulfill whatever deals they have already. So,
but I bet you those contracts that they fulfilled with Crave were probably short term, not long term, right?
Yeah, I mean, for example, like the James Bond franchise is Crave has that, which is a streaming service in Canada, which basically gives us HBO.
Yeah.
We don't have all the cool streaming features. Like the Americans do.
No.
But Crave is our kind of middle ground. So, because we see, what was it? It was Disney has taken off the Marvel shows on Netflix.
Yes.
Seems like Daredevil and such.
Yeah, it's all over on.
They're on Disney Plus now.
Yeah. In fact, there's a posting on our Facebook page about now that Disney Plus has taken those mature and rated R movies from Marvel and all those other things. They've now changed their parental controls on Disney Plus now to prevent younger kids who maybe don't want to hear the language, the violence, and the gore that some of the Marvel shows do.
Or
to help
the parents that want to have that
exactly
heard.
Right. So it's very interesting to see what's going on and how people are trying to disrupt this area so that they can be the leads, kind of like the metaverse, meta, right? Who's ultimately going to be the leader in that? Because
Netflix was first to market. They're doing well.
Yeah.
Disney just dropped a bunch of money to do well.
Yeah.
Amazon
I think it was a little bit of a coup for them to get the Star Wars, and now Marvel, right? They have the Marvel, and then they have the Star Wars. Like it was
Disney
pretty good.
is working on the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Kind of what Apple does, right? It's the ecosystem where if
Yeah.
you're a fan of Star Wars or Marvel,
Yeah.
did you see the Kenobi trailer?
No,
You haven't seen the Kenobi?
no, I haven't. Is there a Kenobi trailer?
Yes.
I'll have to check that
You
out.
have not seen that?
No, I haven't. I have to. Oh,
I'm going to show you that after we're
yeah,
done.
please,
Here.
please.
Yeah, so streaming, that's news in the streaming world.
Now I wonder if they're going to go up in price too. Probably.
Prime?
Probably. I bet you they will.
I don't know because right now, they have the weakest selection.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Remember that show?
Yes. Last news story.
Oh, God.
AirTag competitor Tile, which apparently still exists.
Yeah, does Tile still exist?
Releases an anti-stalking safety
Sorry,
feature.
Tile. Didn't mean to say that. That was my inner voice.
You used to have tiles.
Yeah, we did. I might still have one that I use in a certain place, but I'm not going to disclose where that place is. Not going to tell you. You can look up wherever you want. It's interesting. So what's Tile doing?
So Tile has, much like what AirTag does, there's an
Right.
app you can use now. It works on Android and iPhone. You can
Yep.
use it to scan your area
Yep.
if there might be an unintended tile tag that might be attached to you. However, looking at how the feature works is nowhere near as robust as Apple. So according to TechCrunch, the feature does not provide a way for users to find the exact location of the tile within their immediate vicinity. Okay. Instead, users will need to remove themselves from the area and travel to a safe distance away from their original location in order for the feature to work. The feature will not work if you remain in the same location or you travel to a busy area like a public square where many other tiles might be there to interfere. And for a full scan can take up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you, Tile.
Who the heck would come up with a protocol like that? Are you kidding me?
I mean, I'm assuming tiles are relatively old now, so I'm assuming their technology wasn't developed with this safety feature in mind.
Do you think? Like, who's going to do that? Hold on, I got to leave the area and then I'm going to come back in. Like, are you kidding me?
Or someone drives by with
By
another
them
tile.
just by them producing this or publishing this publicly, all it's going to do is people are going to go, "Oh, I think Apple's the better product." Right? They probably just shooed people
Yes.
who were considering Tile going, no, over to the new Apple AirTag.
So, yeah. So
You know,
I mean,
like if I was Apple, I'd be going, not a golf clap, but a, yeah, way to go, Tile. Thank you very much. You just increased my product line. Like, really?
yeah. Yeah. Anyways, again, this is for like if, for example, someone could plant an AirTag on you or tile tag on you to track where you are. So I mean,
But at least the Apple tag, you don't have to leave the area and then come back in to see if it's the one located. Like, what?
yeah. So I mean, maybe if you're a stalker, maybe tile's the best way to go.
God.
Because someone's probably not going to take the time and
No,
effort.
there's other ways to do it. As
Oh,
you
yeah.
and I
There's
both know.
there's
that-
literally
Shh,
cheaper
shh,
battery
don't-
powered
and we're not here to promote that. But
exact
like,
location,
oh
yeah.
my God. Hello. Hello.
So, I
Didn't
mean-
somebody purchase Tile, the company Tile?
Did they purchase? I don't know.
I thought they sold to somebody else.
Oh, did they get purchased by Life 360?
I know they were purchased by. I thought they were purchased by somebody. I forget who they were. Right. But I remember reading somewhere that Tile, the company, got purchased by another. Right, by another company. Are you doing a search right now?
Yeah, I'm doing a Google search. Who bought?
Who bought Tile? No answer.
Someone did
Google
buy it.
doesn't know.
I think it's
The omnipresent Google.
Life 3. I think it was Life 360 that bought it.
Yeah, Life 360 says Tile. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Life 360 bought Tile.
And
Right.
what's the headline right there? When is that? That's
February 28th, 2022.
So this year, February 8th, the headline is Life 360 says Tile sales are down. Blame AirTag stalking issue for decline. No. Blame it on the fact that Apple has a superior product to yours. And by you incorporating this new procedure to make sure that people aren't tracking you, you've just driven more clients to Apple. I mean, that's, blame it on the stalking issue. Give me a break.
yeah.
right?
All right. So, I mean, good for
Corporate
Tile.
spin.
Good for Tile for coming out with a feature that helps people identify
okay.
if there might be a rogue Tile tag on your premise or
But your
on your
protocol is
person.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It just says that your technology is just out of date and it needs some fixing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, anyways,
Interesting show. These streaming giants are adding more money onto our monthly bills. Everything's going up in this world right now.
Yeah, true.
Food,
But if you're not paying,
housing prices, cars, gas. You know, a friend of ours, has they just filled up. They have a truck and an SUV, a larger SUV. He just filled up both vehicles. Over $350 to fill up both vehicles. Over $350.
get some electric
I know
cars,
you
some
can't.
solar
You
panels.
can't buy an electric car right now.
No, you can't. You can't find cars.
I had a look because mom was thinking about getting an electric car, and there's none available right now. You know, one thing I did find, just on a side note, a little bit of a tangent. I've seen a lot of TikToks now over the new Starlink. Elon Musk's internet downloading, and it's actually, people are loving it.
Especially helps given his PR and justice approach to helping Ukraine with the technology.
The upload speed is, the download speed is pretty good. I don't know what the upload speed is, but
people are gamed like in the middle of the forest.
Yeah,
with,
a lot of people. Like I watched a TikTok just recently. They get it set up. You do it all off the app on your phone, and then all of a sudden they pointed at the satellite, and you can see the dish. It moves automatically to find. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you get solar panels and Starlinks, and then you're pretty much off the grid.
Yeah. Interesting, right? So interesting. You just got to wonder if Russia's going to start taking out some of their satellites right now, because people in Russia are purchasing these things to get around the new Iron Curtain, the digital Iron Curtain that Russia has set up,
yeah. You have China's Great Firewall. You have Russia's digital Iron Curtain.
You're right, trying people getting around the digital Iron Curtain to try and prevent the realities of what's happening in Ukraine from reaching its masses, right? Like, just unbelievable. Anyways, I thought, I wonder how much it is, and then I wonder how much the monthly plans are on it.
Don't quote me, but I believe it was like over $100 a month. Which, I mean, like, if you're paying for
pretty compatible to what you're getting for high-speed internet.
Yeah, in some places in like mid US, where you're getting like old school, like not dial up, but pretty close to dial up.
Well, a lot of people that are doing it are campers, like people who do a lot of RVing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
there's I don't know if Starlink has unlocked it yet. But right now, it has to be registered to a home address.
No,
but people have done little workarounds. Yep. I do know they are starting to allow that now because they've now have the infrastructure to do that. So
another friend of ours actually has it. He has a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Like, he lives off the grid when they go camping for months during the summer, and he now has it. And he says it's great. I have full internet access in the bush, and like you, what like he says, he set up solar panels to get the electric, and they're getting internet access, right? Pretty cool. And he says he's streaming movies off of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, he can watch movies and do all that kind of stuff. Oh, kind of cool. Anyways, side note.
Yeah.
But more money.
Put some solar panels and the Starlink on the studio, so any kind of weather, we will the broadcast.
There you go. Anyways, good broadcast. Interesting one for sure. So I'm Darren.
I'm Brandon. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time.
Week. Bye now.
Stay safe.